Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Perry the Entertainer here, back again for another video. And in this video, I'm going to be covering Raw from June 25th, 2012. I said that I was going to do this recap in my last video, which was me being featured on Lords of Pain. And yeah, if you haven't checked out that video, link is down in the description. Alright, so let's get down with business. But before I, start with that said business, I want to give a special plug to WWE Uploads HDV1. He covers wrestling, he gives his opinions on wrestling news, and that's basically what I do, only, not all the time. I just don't always do it. Okay, thanks for interrupting me. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. So let's get this recap started. So we started off the show with not a bad promo from someone that I can't stand doing promos anymore. I'm not going to name names, but I just can't stand him doing promos anymore. But we didn't have that, actually. We had Vicky Guerrero going out there basically saying, hey, I'm the general manager, and instead of basically, like I just said, instead of me cutting a boring-ass promo for 10-20 minutes, we're just going to get down to business. We're going to give us a triple threat elimination match between Kane, CM Punk, and Daniel Bryan. This was a good match. I don't know, I wouldn't say that it topped their match at Over the Limit, or not Over the Limit, my bad, at No Way Out. I apologize for that. I don't think it topped that match, but, I think it definitely had some potential to. Or, I think that it could be arguable, in my opinion, though, I don't think it was better than their No Way Out match. But, Kane gets distracted by AJ again, yet no shock at all. AJ's just really playing this psychotic chick. She's playing it really well, I think. She's playing this chick that's so psychotic and everything, and honestly, like I said, she's playing it really, really good, I think. But she distracted Kane, giving Punk enough time to hit to go to sleep. Cover Kane 1, 2, 3. Kane gets eliminated from the match. And come on, if this doesn't make Kane look like a scrub and makes him look like an idiot, I don't know what does. Come on, he's distracted by a woman, yet he himself said that he's a monster, but yet, he's gonna let a woman distract him. If he's much of a monster, he wouldn't let that happen, but whatever. So yeah, Kane's getting out of the ring, Punk gets on his knees, Daniel Bryan comes in the ring, kicks him in the head, and goes for the cover, 1, 2, 3, Daniel Bryan wins just like that. Daniel Bryan is your victor in this match. If I had to rate it, though, I'd give it a 3.7 out of 5 stars. The second match of the night was Brodus Clay versus Big Show. And in this match, there's nothing really I could say here. Brodus Clay just got his ass whooped the entire match. Well, maybe. There was some points of offense that he got, but not really much at all. Brodus just looked like a big jobber in this match, just to make Big Show look good. And probably to just end their feud so that not Daniel Bryan, Big Show can walk into Money in the Bank fresh and no storyline. But Big Show ends up winning this match. He got the cover when Brodus went to pick him up for like a power slam, and then Brodus just fell. Big Show landed on top of him, covered him 1, 2, 3. Match over and done with. If I had to rate it, I'd give it about 2.5 out of 5 stars. Was a decent match, but I don't think it deserved to be on the card. Then we move on to the I think everyone, well, not really much everyone, but one of the main parts of the night, John Cena's quote-unquote historic announcement. John Cena came out and cut a Star Wars-like promo. Sure, it got me giggling a few times, but come on, that's cheesy as hell. Really? You're gonna be like, oh, the evil emperor and me and what was it? What did he say? Show Vader? Was it Show Vader or something like that? He's like, me and Show Vader battled in the Death Star. It's like, yeah, you thought yourself was like fucking Skywalker? What the hell, dude? It was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. But it was just dumb. But then he's like, which leads me to my next major announcement: the lights go out. Here, everyone's been waiting for this. Everyone's been waiting for it. The jacket is at the top of the stage. break the walls down. Chris Jericho comes out and interrupts John Cena. And honestly, I was in a call with one of my friends, and I called that shit from a mile away. I did. I pulled that out of my ass thinking that was going to happen. And literally, if I can predict that you're going to do that, yeah, that's some bad booking decision. But, you know, it was good because I'm glad they didn't just give it its own promo like they did with the It Begins thing, where it's like, okay, we're going to give half of the show to Jericho and his promo, and they're going to tell you about that promo. They told us that he was going to return, but they never said when. So I'm glad that they actually did that. And then Jericho just started taunting Cena, started taunting the crowd and everything. So yeah, all that rumor, all that BS about Jericho coming back as a face, yeah, it didn't live up to expectations now, did it? But Jericho just started, mocking Cena. And then, Cena tried fighting back and everything, and with some, battle of words. And then Vicky Guerrero came out, and she's like, okay, that's enough, because Cena's historic announcement was that he was going to be in the Money in the Bank match to protect everyone from the Big Show. Are you freaking serious? Really? Are you kidding me right now? You're meaning to tell me you're going to insert yourself in a match that you have no business being in? Just so Big Show doesn't win? I'd much rather see Big Show win than like Punk or Sheamus to kick his ass or something like that. I'd much rather see that than have Cena win the goddamn belt. But whatever. Then, like I said, Vicky came out and then she said something about that's enough, and then Jericho was starting to talk to her, and then she's like, don't interrupt me while I'm talking, and he's like, oh, what are you gonna do, suspend me? Big shot there at, I think, everyone, at the WWE headquarters. I thought that was a pretty big blow there. But Vicky just basically came out and announced Chris Jericho versus John Cena for tonight's main event. I don't know. I wasn't feeling this segment as much as I should have been. That's just my main point. If I had to rate the segment, I'd say about 3, maybe 3.5 stars out of 5. Let's move on to the next match of the night that I actually cared about. Jack Swagger and Santino didn't cut it for me. That was a stupid bullshit match. The next match was Heath Slater going out there and basically, calling out whoever it was that came for Raw that night. We all know, WWE's been doing this thing with bringing back all these main eventers and stuff, and he said he rules the world and everything, and I think that kind of sparked something in some people, but me, I didn't really know. I didn't know at all. But Psycho Sid comes out. Yeah, we all remember him. He has not made an appearance for WWE since 1997. That's a pretty long time. And like I said, just a big jobber match here. I like how WWE's kind of pushing Heath Slater, but then still making him look weak in the still trying to make others look strong, but still giving Heath Slater a push. I think that's, I don't know. I think that's thoughtful of WWE, but I don't know. I just don't think so. Psycho Sid wins with a big power bomb. If I had to rate the match out of shock value, I'd rate it about a 3.5. But the match itself gets about a 2.5. It was an okay match, and plus there was no real offense from Slater since the whole knee thing with Psycho Sid. His knee, we all remember that. I don't have to rebring that back up. But like I said, if I had to rate the match, about 2.5 stars. If it was for shock value, I'd say about 3, maybe 3.5, maybe. Next match on the card was announced earlier on in the show. It was not really much of an impromptu match, but it was a contract on a pole match. We haven't seen one of these since 2009, I want to say, where it was the Calgary Kid versus Eugene, but the Calgary Kid ended up winning and then became The Miz. But anyway, this match was for the number 1 contenders match for the World Heavyweight Championship on Friday Night SmackDown. Alberto Del Rio versus Dolph Ziggler. I felt this match really lacked because it was just randomly thrown on the card. I apologize for that noise. That was me stepping on my water bottle. I'm a dumbass. Anyway, I felt that this match really lacked because it was just randomly thrown on a Raw card. So it was like, you're trying to build up a world title feud, but it just didn't look good at all. Like, really? And then with that stupid thing where Ziggler got the contract off, and then Del Rio pushed off Ziggler, and then Ziggler let go of the contract, and they were just having this big fight about who had the contract. Ricardo Rodriguez went to go get it for Del Rio, but then Ziggler kicked him in the face, and then like you guys see in this picture here, they're fighting over it. And then that's when Sheamus comes out and basically just announces, "Okay, that's enough, ladies, ladies." It was comedy, but I don't like how WWE's kind of turning Sheamus into the next. He's turning him into the blue John Cena, and you know what I mean by blue. You mean on SmackDown. But he just announces a triple threat match for Friday Night SmackDown. Alberto Del Rio, Dolph Ziggler, and Sheamus for the World Heavyweight Championship this Friday on SmackDown. If I had to rate the match, I'd give it about 3.5. Not even 3.5. I'd just give it 3 stars. Then I added this next match because I know some people probably like this match. I did, but it lacked in time. I thought if we got this match to a at least 5 minutes, we all could have had a pretty good time. Anyway, this was the Divas Summertime Beach Battle Royal. Like you see in the Vicky Guerrero, just no. She doesn't belong in that match. She did not. She ruined my eyes. I'm sorry, but she did. But anyway, the match was, I don't know. I didn't like how it lacked in time, and then I don't like how, well, I like this match definitely because, for obvious reason, but, I just wasn't feeling it. Your winner, AJ, like you see in this picture, and then she started doing the Daniel Bryan, the yesing, and it was just, it's kind of obvious. I don't know if she's trying to play up this psycho gimmick, or, she's just trying to play the psycho gimmick, or, she's trying to tell us something that, hey, I am cheating on Punk. She's doing the yes thing, with cheating on Punk or something. So basically what I'm saying is probably this is all rigged. It's all made up so that AJ and Daniel Bryan can get into CM Punk's head and that Bryan can get the World WWE title. That's what I think. But anyway, if I had to rate it, I'd give it about 2.5 stars on shock value. I'd give it about a 4. It was pretty nice. Just a little bit more time. Anyway, now that we got all that fantasies out of our disposal, let's go to the main event of the show. Chris Jericho versus John Cena. They even noted for continuity that this is the first time they've fought. John Cena and Chris Jericho have fought since August of 2010, back in the Nexus storyline. This was actually a match that it solidified if Jericho would be on Team WWE or not. It was actually, that match was good, but then, this one just, oh, jeez. I just wasn't feeling this match. I'm sorry. And then, as you can see, that big fat lord of crap, 420 pounds of Big Show, going to give a leg drop on John Cena while Cena's in the walls of Jericho. As you can see, obviously, John Cena wins by disqualification, meaning Chris Jericho has still never beaten John Cena in his entire career. My friend actually did announce that she did point out that Jericho did beat John Cena at a house show, but like I said, WWE wouldn't deny that shit at any given cost. So John Cena ended up winning by disqualification, and then Chris Jericho and Big Show just kind of had this little stare down, and it was like, ooh, they might be bringing Jericho back. I think I forgot to bring up that Chris Jericho announced that he was going to be in the Money in the Bank. I think I forgot to announce that, but he did. He said that, and then as you can see in this last picture here, John Cena is in the Colossal Clutch by the Big Show. And I don't know if it looked to me when it was showing it on TV, he just looked constipated. He really didn't look like he was pulling at all. He had that look on his face that, he's just, I'm pulling as hard as I can, but not really. I'm just really constipated. Give me a break, Big Show. Give me a frickin' break. If I had to rate this match, I'd rate it about 3, maybe 3.5 stars. Notice how no match got over 4 stars, unless, the Divas thing, but that was more shock value because I liked my match. But anyway, if I had to rate the show, I'd say it was a decent show. Obviously it was pretty decent because why would I make a recap on it, or I might just be really bored. If I had to rate the show, I'd give it maybe 6.5, maybe 7 out of 10. I think. I think my favorite part of the night was the Divas match. I think because it got me very happy inside. But no, in all seriousness though, I think my favorite part of the night was Jericho coming back, and then the most disappointing match of the night, not Jericho, Swagger and Santino. That was stupid. But leave me your comments down below. This is the end of the video. What did you guys think? I apologize for this being 15 minutes, but I apologize for that. But give me your comments. Give me your opinions. What did you guys think on the whole Raw show last night? Hit this video a like, favorite it, comment down below, and join the chain gang up below. That makes sense, by subscribing up there. Thank you to 280 subscribers, and yeah, Perry the Entertainer signing off, and peace out. I will see you guys in the next video.